You are watching a master at work.
This is day 2 of the Rocky Mountain RepRap Festival. Don't try this at home! Here we are at Rocky Mountain day 2 with Zany Maker Zak.
One and only Chris, man.
How's it going, dude?
It's going pretty swell. How about yourself?
Do you know what? This show has been amazing. I've been blown away by some of the talents that are here. But to be honest, you might be one of the most talented people that I know. Not only are you Zany, but you're a maker and your name is Zak. So, I mean, it all goes into one thing there, doesn't it, really? You make some of the most amazing models. And we met, first of all, at Murph, maybe 2 years ago?
I'd say 2 years ago is the first time we officially met.
And I was doing some stuff with Creality. But I'm not doing that now. We're here with Polymaker, of course. And you're here with yet more vessels.
Yep, a little bit.
What's the process here? What are these? Tell me a little bit about what they are, where you can download these models from, and a little bit more about yourself.
So these models here you can get from a company called Sorting Publishing. They're across many platforms from My Manufacturer, their own website. They have their own game ship campaigns. And the process for me to building these, I find a whole list of all the parts and I start labeling each level. And I build according to each level. And as one layer gets done, I assemble it.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And so that's the process.
Yes.
What machines are you using to do all this stuff on?
So I have a myriad of different printers. Elegoo Neptune 3 Pros I use, Prusa i3 S3 Pluses. I use also Creality's Ender 5 Plus and Ender 5, and then Bamboo Labs X1Cs.
Gotcha, because we see you typically on Jerry's stream, 3D HP, on a Saturday night in the UK, afternoon, I guess, on Saturdays. You're always on there, and you're always printing. This is like a labour for love thing for you. Of course, you've driven all this way. You packed all this stuff up into your car.
Yep.
How do you become Zany Maker Zak? What's really that all about?
How do you become zany? Have passion and keep growing. Even if you fall backwards, hey, just get back up and just keep riding on. Always keep moving forward. Even if you have little downfalls, it's always about going back up and climbing the ladder.
Absolutely, I love your positive attitude there. And also another thing that I love is your chainmail suit.
Oh yeah, well,
which is it's really interesting. I didn't think it was going to be quite as good as you know. You were talking about it online. I'm thinking, yeah, no, it looks. Do you know what? I mean, you could be going out to the local shopping mall, getting some shopping just in that. Again, 3D printed.
Yes.
What's the process for that?
So these print in sheets.
Right.
So each sheet, there's about 9 total prints here, including the individual rings. So I do have, well, if I can find them, individual open rings that I plastic weld together. And that's how I stitch every single piece together.
That's really good. I mean, there's a lot at the moment in 3D printing around fashion.
Yes.
So I don't know chainmail. I don't know if it's a modern fashion. But I mean, it's acquired taste, and I think you look really good in it.
Thank you. I feel fabulous in it.
You look fabulous in it. So a couple more things. How long did this take to print?
So to print this is 360 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Assembly not included.
And what about cost?
So this is roughly less than 80 bucks.
That's really awesome. Yeah. And what's it made out of?
So this is Polymaker Steel Gray.
Oh,
yeah.
Polymaker, baby. Polymaker Steel Gray.
Yes.
It looks fabulous. What's next for this? Are you going for the full suit of armor?
Oh yeah, I have full suits of armor in here. It's just behind the scenes a little bit.
Wow, what's this made from?
This is Pet G.
Gotcha.
Yep. Company, I believe Overture.
Right. Yep. That looks really good. That looks really. So when do you reckon you're going to have the full suit made by?
Well, I'm hoping. I mean, the full suit's already printed. It's already underneath the table. The full suit's done. I just need to finish it.
Gotcha. So Murph.
I'm hoping.
It's going to be hot. It's going to be real hot on Murph.
That's all. Put some fans in, you know. Have one of those like tiki fans. It's like.
Gotcha. So where can people find you? Obviously, we know the Jerry stream,
Yep.
3D HP, Saturdays. Where can people find you if they want to know more about this equipment and what you're printing? Where do we find you?
So you can find me on Instagram. My main tag is Zany Maker Zak with ZAK.
And one of your unique talents is impressions, of course, and voices. So we want to hear a couple of those just before we go.
Oh, the little mini voice.
Sort of really deep down voice, you know.
No, do a little bit.
Caleb's never heard this before. Caleb's like, what is just going on here? Like, that's...
Or you could do, I can't say the word because, you know, copyrights and all that, but only on you guys take a while to guess what this voice is from.
Yes. That is why we have a Zany Maker Zak. Dude, what is this, literally before we go, what is this that I'm holding?
This is a Daedric Battle Axe from Skyrim from STL Smith.
That's
a work in progress. There's a stainless steel rod that runs through all of this.
It's heavy. I can feel that. I can feel that. Listen, dude, I'm always really super impressed with what you're doing. Keep up the good work. I love the positive attitude, and we will see you next time.
Definitely. Stay crazy.
Stay crazy. Bye for now.
This channel is sponsored by Polymaker and PCBWay, the best choice in filament and PCB manufacturing. Explore PCBWay's 3D printing portal. Easily upload your STL file and choose from a spectrum of exotic filaments for that special project. From PCBs to 3D prints, trust PCBWay.com for your unmatched quality and innovation. Visit them today at PCBWay.com.
What's going on, friends? We're at Rocky Mountain 2025, the third successful annual RepRap Festival. Justin, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good to see you. Justin here is one of the co-founders, co-organizers, my main contact, I guess, in so many ways.
Yes.
Justin, this has been a roaring success, as it has been year upon year. You've seen dramatic growth. Where are you as of yesterday with numbers and growth, and how does that compare to the previous years?
So I'll start with previous years. Our first year, including, and the math is all wrong, but including sponsors, makers, staff, all that, we hit 3,500.
Brilliant.
We've gotten rid of that count kind of for future. So last year we had 4,000 through the doors, general attendance.
Yeah.
And as of yesterday, the final count was about 3,600.
Gotcha.
So a little more. The venue was not super happy, but that's okay.
Yep.
That's part of it. And we're hoping to see another 1,000 to 1,400, which is exactly what I was aiming for.
That's amazing. I mean, this year's been particularly challenging because there's other events that's been going on in the local areas, which has been that the hotels have been difficult to retain, but it's still, you know, people have turned out. You know, it hasn't really put people off. And what do you attribute that to, I guess?
The community, the hobby, the business, the passion.
Gotcha.
And the support, and then wanting to come to this event. Like, they wouldn't if they didn't want to, couldn't afford it.
Exactly.
You know, and I get that.
What was your original concept around the reasoning behind putting on a RepRap festival, and what does RepRap really mean to you?
RepRap for me is community,
Right.
more than anything, because I'm not here to make a buck. I don't want to make any money because this is more valuable than money.
Gotcha.
By miles. The original thought was, I've been in 3D printing since 2015.
Yep.
And, I went to my first MRRF in 22, went to ERF in 23, and then saw what they did, and, met Mike, one of my co-organizers. And, he lives local, I live local. And we're like, well, let's look at doing something like MRRF did, where they started in a garage. And then I came up, hey, let's just go for it. In 6 months. They thought it was gonna be a year and a half. Long story. And so I'm like, let's see what happens. Find a venue, get with the community, see what we can do. And people kept supporting.
Yep.
And they were more and more interested, especially with Colorado as a very nerdy state.
Yeah.
Lots of techie companies here, lots of people. People like to go out on the weekends. They don't like to sit at home.
Yep.
So it really brings people together.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some stuff here that I've noticed that's been super popular. One, of course, is something that I'm involved with, which was the Death Racers. We had 55 races, and I think that means we had around about 70 racers on site here, which is insane. It's the biggest amount of Death Racers we've had. And this, of course, for me, this was just a silly idea that Joel Telling, 3D Printing Nerd, and I, we came together. I was like, hey, what about if we made these robots? And we had sort of, I don't know, 4 or 5 or 6 at Murph one year. And then at this event, it's just exploded.
Oh, it's amazing.
And going out there, I had it at a previous event where I took a breath in and I was like, oh my God, look at all these people that we were doing these things. People turning up with Death Racers right now. That's how popular this thing is. For me, it was just like, I can't believe all these people have turned out from a silly idea. But, the event makes it work. So people come into these events, bringing their racers along. I think there's a really good sense of community around that as well. What do you attribute that to from a community basis?
Right now, the growth, the ability to buy printers that you just hit print.
Yep.
For years, it's been, you got to tinker, you got to fix them. They haven't gotten to that point where it's easy.
Yeah.
And that's where we're getting to that point where it's getting easier.
Yeah.
Easier and easier with Bamboo and Prusa, everyone doing their thing to make it easier so it's accessible. Because not everyone like me wants to tinker. I love tinkering, but not.
When are you not tinkering with a boron? That's the thing, isn't it? You're always tinkering with something.
Hey,
well, look, Justin, we've got tons of people coming in, and we're kind of in the way.
It's
so
okay.
let's cut this down just for a few moments.
Yeah.
What does next year look like? Are you doing one next year, first of all? Because you typically you're putting your all into this.
Yes.
You look tired.
I am tired.
I'm not going to lie. There's
I got 4 hours of sleep last night.
There's some burnout there.
Yes.
Are you planning for next year already?
We don't really start that. We take about 2 months.
Okay.
We do have dates in mind because the venue wants to get us booked as soon as possible.
Of course.
But obviously, I'm not talking politicals, but there's things going on in the world that may affect things. We don't know. We'll know more by November.
Yes.
So it's to be determined. I am intending to hold this again.
So what I'm hearing is we will see you back here next year for the fourth year,
annual.
2026, probably here.
Will be here.
It will be here. That's confirmed.
The cool thing is, in 4 or 5 years, they're building a new building.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm very excited.
That's amazing. Well, listen,
now, that's 4 or 5 years away, so who knows?
It's a great amount of time. Listen, Justin, I want to congratulate you once again on an epic event. It's been so good, and it's great. Like you say, it's all about the community, bringing people together, and seeing some of those faces that maybe you see behind a TV screen or a YouTube channel,
or just the emails.
Exactly that.
Support teams, things like that.
You've done incredibly well. Again, Rocky Mountain RepRap Festival. The links, of course, will be down in the description below. Maybe, just maybe, we'll see you next year.
Thank you.
Thanks, dude. I'm here with Dan from West 3D. How you doing, dude?
Good.
What is West 3D, and how is it that you're such a dominant force inside of the Death Racers? We did a Death Race yesterday, and I've got to be honest, your stuff just dominated.
Yeah. It
was insane. But what's behind West 3D? Where did it come from? Where are you at? I want to know a little bit more about the brand.
Yeah.
Tell me everything about it.
Yeah, the answer is probably related to each other, who we are and why Death Racers. We've done really well recently.
Yep.
We're a group of hobbyists. We started at the store because we're into 3D printing. I wanted to build a 3D printer that I couldn't easily source, and I was like, I'm going to get the parts, make it easier, and it's kind of grown from there. So we're all hobbyists. The Death Racers, if you look, you probably can't see this, but like this Viking ship, like this is using actually the Death Racer kits, which we also sell at the store, and then just having a lot of fun thinking like what we can do to make this ridiculous. We actually had weapons that were even considerably further out.
I mean,
that's like,
based on that, it totally makes sense because for me, I was like, these guys just keep coming out with more and more and more and more. And we were looking at things like last year, trying to put a team game together this year.
Oh, and we're talking about like we want to do like NASCAR jackets, and
right?
Like,
But it's it's all best plans laid out, and then when it kind of comes down to it, it's really difficult to get some stuff off the ground. And with Death Racers especially, we've had to go back, we've had redesigns, we've had to appease to certain people, and other stuff that we were supposed to be bringing out this year has to be sort of put back on the back burner for a little bit. But now it totally makes sense as to kind of you're a group of hobbyists, you've now got a business.
Yeah.
And where's the business based from?
We're in the Portland, Oregon area.
Okay, cool. So primarily then, what do you sell?
So we really started in the DIY market. So if you need motors, belts, pulleys, anything to build a 3D printer, repair a 3D printer, we have all that stuff. We have slowly, as we've grown, because we have grown from being in a garage in 2021 to, this is our 3rd location, and we are now expanding it in another month to add another 2,000 square feet to a fairly large warehouse now, where we're starting to be able to offer printers from Soval and 3D scanners and stuff like that. So we're moving into a very general 3D printing store. The big focus though now has actually been 3D printing projects.
Right.
So you'll see other parts of the booth. We've got Headamame, we've got 3D sets RC cars. We're bringing in a robotic arm. I mean, a bunch of things that, you have 3D printers, they're sitting there. We print a lot of toys and stuff like that, but at some point, a lot of people want to like use it for some fun project. They want to do something new and creative with their printer. We want to be a source to be able to do that stuff as well.
Gotcha. I mean, you've got a ginormous booth here as well. Not only we've got Death Racers, we've got filament, we've got printers, all sorts of crazy, weird and wonderful things. And of course, it's a popular booth. You've got a lot of people inside of this at the moment. How are these RepRap festivals? Are they good for business? Are they good for you?
Yeah, we do not focus, these are not commercial events for us.
No.
We are selling filament. I will say we have some things that are grab and go kind of things. It's really an engagement with the community. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't mention we're a community-driven store. We have something called the Community Partner Program, which is literally makers that have projects or products that they want to bring to market that we will help either source parts for them and offer it on our store as a sales channel that they can use to bring parts.
That's really cool.
We do that kind of thing. We're a big supporter of Voron Design. We donate to their projects. You'll see a lot of our printers are sort of Voron related or themed. You'll see the Vertigo MK1, which was a Kickstarter project that we're the distribution partner and working on sourcing all the parts for them. And those are community-based projects that we like to support. A lot of first robotics clubs, things like that, that is really important for us.
Well, I mean, it totally makes sense now because we haven't really spoken. We've talked in passing. We talked a lot about Death Racers at past events. What other events are you going to be attending this year?
It's a good question. We will be at MRRRF next month. In September, we'll also be at 3D Printopia. We will make an appearance probably at Smurf this year.
Next year, March?
Next year, in March now. And Open Sauce will try to make it to as well.
Awesome. Okay.
But those are things. We were at Rapid this year. Those are things though where it's really more about community engagement. We walk around, again, hobbyists first. Most of the products we come out with is because we think it's cool and we're like, we want this. The filament that we started to do Ambrosia's our own house brand. It's house filament. It's a way to get makers filament that's fairly inexpensive. That's going to give you a good experience. We had a bad experience with a filament company. I won't name names, and we're like, we really like things about it. There's things we don't like. What can we do to fix it? Now we have our own filament company. It's been nuts. It's all community driven. We don't do any advertising. I mean, other than like, I guess being at this booth, I guess is advertising.
But what a success story though, and it's your brands. It's you come up with the concept behind everything, and you're the one spending late nights worrying about stuff. And
it's gotten much better since we've got staff. But I mean, if you're getting into the business, which I do think there's so much room here. You've got KB3D over there. We're big partners with them. They come through for us. We come through for them. It's a very unique community that we have here. Totally, if you're interested in starting one, do it, but it is a lot of late nights.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Where can people find you?
So west3d.com, ambrosiafilament.com is another side of ours. 3D Maker Parts will be where we offer our printed parts projects and things like that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we also have a physical retail location in Beaverton, Oregon.
Nice. Yeah. That's awesome, dude. Well, listen, all those links, of course, will be down in the description below. Check out West 3D and good luck in the battle at 11 o'clock this morning.
Thank you.
Let's see what happens.
Hopefully we do well.
Thanks, dude.
All right, take care.
What's going on, friends? Sam Prentice back once again. I'm with Joel Finn from Polymaker, the community manager here. Let's quickly get a selfie.
Oh, wait.
Put that online in the next few minutes. We're here at Rocky Mountain RepRap Festival. How has the event been for you?
It has been great. First day, super busy. A little bit more relaxed today, but many fun things to go. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was intense. We had some. I mean, as I say, I've been telling everyone today. The Death Racers was insane yesterday.
Chaotic.
But we had a wave going on, which is a lot of fun as well. And again, we're going to make another video here, so I'll put the links in the description. Hopefully, we'll bounce back over to that, where you're going to be doing more of a booth tour. We're going to be talking to some of the other Polymaker partners here as well. But I just wanted to thank you. And thank Polymaker.
Thank you for coming and doing what you do, looking beautiful, repping the company.
Thanks, dude. Thanks, dude. Yeah, and you know, there's so many awesome things that are all these events, and it's not just RepRap festivals, it's Rapid, it's all these big commercial Form Next. You're everywhere, and Polymaker is absolutely killing it as a filament company. And you know, I'm so glad to be and fortunate to be involved with you guys. So I just wanted to extend that and say something nice to you for a change, rather than berating you, dragging you across coals as per usual over getting things done. But you know, it's been an awesome event. Been really, really happy with it, and I hope you have been too. So make sure you check Joel out on the link below, whichever that might be. And they're going to be doing a full booth tour. You're going to be talking to Pez Liz, Kevin,
Zany Maker Zak,
Kevin's K2
Kevin, there you
like
go.
We could forget that. Zany Maker Zak and
Zombie Hedgehog.
A few more people as well. So cut over to that. But thanks, Joel.
Thank you again. We'll see you around.
Easy. What's going on, guys? The final interview of the day is with Morgan from Headamame. How you doing?
Hello.
I'm just making sure that other announcers aren't going to cut into that.
That would be the worst.
Morgan, I have seen your products elsewhere, and I know about them.
Yes.
I understand what the concept is.
Yes.
But for those that don't understand it, and I only know briefly, you're a component company making headphones that you 3D print.
Yeah.
But there's lots of questions inside of that, of course.
There's plenty. What's your first one?
My first one's going to be, what's in the name?
What's in the name? Yeah, so when I was in COVID, bored, extra time on my hands, you know, tired of printing knickknacks and doodads, I wanted to make a product. And I was searching for a product that made sense. Headphones made sense. And the hard part was designing a mechanism that could be, first off, 3D printed.
Yep.
By an Ender 3 at the time was my constraint. I wanted it to fit on one. I needed it to be able to adjust, and I needed it to be able to pivot. And that led me to this design where there's a little button inside there that registers on the detents, and it goes up and down. And someone on Reddit said, that looks like edamame beans. And I rolled with it. I just grabbed it, and I said, these are called Headamame headphones. At the time, I was with a partner under his company. And since then, we've split amicably, and Headamame is its own company. We have the Headamame headphones, are the nice over-ear, nice and cushy, super comfortable.
Yep.
And we have some smaller Minamame headphones that are
Minamame. Oh my God, that's amazing.
It's a versatile name, right?
It is.
One day we can do the Salmamame.
Well, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? I don't even know what that entails. So this is a full-time gig for you then? You've taken this. Obviously, you said COVID there. So COVID was a big pivotal point for a lot of people, including myself, because I wasn't doing YouTube really until that happened, and I was on a different path, and then all of a sudden now kind of in the States and across the world doing these kind of crazy interviews and stuff, which is amazing, of course. But it's interesting to see how people, you know, some people kind of floundered, some people rose, and it's really nice to see that this is not only a full-time gig, but it's a fully fledged business.
Yeah. So it's been a side gig for a long time. I've kind of did this, you know, one step in where I was working part-time and doing this part-time, went back to a full-time gig, and I got laid off last May, and I just said, okay, foot to the floor. I'm going to try and focus on this, push it, find the right people to work with, and try and expand this, get this into onto printers, into ear holes, get this out there, get people knowledgeable about how good these sound, because you can only do so much online.
Sure.
You can't just like say these sound good and have people believe you. You have to go and demonstrate and prove it to them that you can make great sounding headphones on your printer.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, amazing. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Because it's a bold step. Starting a business, moving things forward.
Yeah.
The complexities inside of that, as you know,
totally. It's
not just you know, I'm going to be fine tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's graft. It's hard graft.
There's a lot more hats on this head than just this one, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, you know, starting a business from nothing is no mean feat. So you're established now. You've been going for a while. What does it take to make one of these? Obviously a 3D printer. You supply the kits.
Yes.
What I'm going to guess here that in some way, shape or form, when you're making and designing headphones, there's going to be a standard. Where do you kind of fall into that standard? And where does it, on a what I would call like a high quality headphone, what even is that? Is it the cost of the parts, or is it the name? Or what? How does that fall?
I'd say it's like, you know, high-end audio can be a real snake oil factory.
Right.
You know, you can try on headphones that cost $5,000 that are are heavy. They fall off your head, and someone feels special about them enough to pay that money. And my goal is to shortcut that.
Gotcha.
I found out when I started designing these that the driver in my experience line is used in a $1,000 headphone.
Right.
And it's a great, beautiful looking headphone, you know, wood cone, excellent finish. And I went, okay, well, that's great, but can we provide an easier path for people to get there with their printers? Can they, you know, when you think about the manufacturing, the whole supply chain, everywhere from like product ideation all the way to like somebody buying this off the shelf, there's a lot of hands involved, and there's a lot of, you know, places you can go. With 3D printing, you can offload, never mind like B2C, like selling direct to consumer. You actually, like, I'm counting on people to do the manufacturing and the assembly as well, to cut that part out, and they get to save a bunch of money by just getting the high-end components.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So my favorite ones here are these black ones actually over here.
Okay.
It's, you know, you might have noticed I'm like a former goth, right? That's kind of the
former.
Well, yeah. It never really leaves you, does it? But here's the thing. My question to you would be, what's the best song to listen to ascertain performance in this product?
Sound is subjective. I have some favorites. I was showing off actually one of these songs to the Deposition Sound guys.
Yeah.
And there's an artist in Japan by the name, I believe, of Yoshi Horikawa.
Right.
And he does these really elegant like instrumental recordings where it's like super environmental. He has a song called Letter, and it's like he's writing a letter and he's tearing the paper off, and you hear that from a lot of different angles.
Right.
So it's a fun one to play. People have a lot of other favorites. I was playing Hans Zimmer, you know, some Interstellar soundtracks. Those are great for finding songs that have, you know, some low end, some high end vocals. People need to hear kind of pieces of their favorite songs in whatever you're showing them. So
absolutely. It's incredibly subjective as well, isn't it? Because your favorite song, the vocal, the range, how it's been, you know, recorded. There's a lot really that goes into that. And I have a music background, putting on bands and doing production and music and stuff, and now doing video and stuff as well. So, you know, it really matters. And, you know, getting good audio, especially with YouTube, you can have the best cameras and all the rest of it, but if the audio is really terrible, that will just turn people off straight away.
Absolutely.
So audio is a really important thing. How much are they?
So yeah, there's a basic driver available. It's a good all-rounder. Keeps the cost low, and then you go a step up into something that's very, you know, the music heads tend to like it. It's got crisp, high-end, good instrument separation, sounds really great. And then you go a step further, there's a big 50mm driver, really punchy, really bassy, great for gaming and movies. And so kind of giving people the options across the range. And then you can also do, oh, and sorry, for the cost, so those go from 110 to 140 US, depending on the components you choose. And then, of course, you can print them in open back or closed back. Different designs, different colors, and
that's really cool.
Yeah,
that's really. What's the best bit of feedback that you've had from someone that you respect enough to take feedback from?
Oh, this is a good one. So when I started this project, there's a guy by the name of Capra Audio. He bought a set of headphones. He hated them so much that he wanted to make his own set, and he went and did that. And then we met up like 3 years later. And he was like, yeah, I didn't like your headphones. I said, okay, well, great. Do you want to work together?
Right.
And so we're working on a project that will hopefully come out with later this year.
Interesting.
That I hope to disrupt further into the high-end headphone community.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Or just on that then, when you said you didn't like them, was it the style or was it?
Yeah, I would say that I attacked headphones from a, you know, 3D printing as a constraint, really focused on the design, the branding, and he is a pure, like, through and through audio headphone nerd. And so he doesn't like the sound profile of these headphones, which is totally allowed. And so but I wanted to listen to that and kind of trust his ear and understand where this could keep going.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I am open to criticisms. I love them.
That's great.
There's only one way forward, right?
Well, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
And again, you know, you've obviously got the drive here and the get up and go to say that, you know, a lot of people can't take constructive criticism, which is, you know, just a real problem. But that's awesome. Well, really and truly, there's only one thing I need to do now, and that's probably listen to some music, right?
You should, yes.
So we're going to do that. We're gonna cut to that, but I want to just thank you.
Hey, thank you so much.
Anything you want to say to the camera right now? Links, of course, will be down in the description below.
Yeah.
But where can people find you?
Headamame.com. I'm gonna get some work into some content this year. Try and get this displayed a little better online. But Headamame.com is the main website. I'm Headamame on Instagram, TikTok, all those things.
Cool.
That's where you can find me. And yeah, looking forward to doing more great audio stuff.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, let's get these on now and see what happens. Well, Morgan, it's time. Let's give this a go.
All right, here we go. Good.
Fantastic.
You are watching a master at work.